Hari Om everyone. Hari Om and welcome everyone. We are welcoming Swamiji for a wonderful session on the stories from Bhagavad Purana. I think there is no need to introduce Swamiji as we all know him. We start with her opening prayers. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om. Over to you, Swamiji.
Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Hari Om. Salutations to all. Welcome to the fourth session on the stories from Bhagavatam. We had seen how Arjun had brought the news of Shri Krishna Bhagavan's departure from this world. And we also saw how Bhagavan had given this knowledge about creation, about Brahma Gyan, etc. for Vidurji to Maitreya Rishi. And then Arjun recollects, and before he departed, Bhagavan departed, he told Maitreya Rishi that gave this knowledge to Vidur, and he remembered Vidurji. And Arjun came back, he was very sad. Yudhishthir made inquiries, and Arjun started recollecting all the glories of Bhagavan Krishna, and he understood that everything that Pandavas had achieved was actually glory of Bhagavan Krishna. And remembering that, Arjun goes into a state of trance and he comes to realize the self also. That is where we had stopped. His illusion in the sense of duality, etc., was destroyed. Now, Yudhishthir already had the intuitive insight that Bhagavan has departed from this world. So, what did he do? He decided to go for this Svargarohan. So, we know that Pandavas went, the Svargarohan happened. Kunti also came to know about Bhagavan, and she also got deep level of Vairagya. She turned away. People are not able to hear?
No, we can hear you.
So then you have to check. Whoever is not able to hear, you have to figure out your setting, please. So, yes, so Kunti, she fixed her mind exclusively on Bhagavan. She also got deep level of Vairagya. Now, Bhagavan, how he cast off the body, the analogy given here is, just like a person takes a thorn to prick another thorn out and throws both of them away, so effortlessly, Bhagavan had taken a body and he revived Dharma, he destroyed Adharma, and then he dropped the body. So it said here in this Canto 1, Discourse 15, Shloka 34. Yaya haradbhuvo bharam tamtanum vijaha vajaha kantakam kantakenaiva dvayam chapishitu samam. Kantakam kantakenaiva. With a thorn we remove another thorn. So with this body, He revived Dharma, destroyed Adharma, and then he cast off the body also. Then it is said that just like Bhagavan has taken so many forms, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, all those different forms, like that he took this one more form and he relieved earth of its burden and then he dropped the body. Now what happened when he dropped the body? So the 36th shloka says, Yada mukundo bhagavani mam mahim jahau swatanva shravaniya satkathaha tadahareva pratibuddha chetasam adharma hetu kaliranva vartata. Kali Yuga started. From the time Krishna Bhagavan left, that moment when Bhagavan left the body. So Bhagavan took avatar in Treta Yuga. Sorry, Dwapar Yuga. Satyug, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga. The end of Dwapar Yuga is when Bhagavan dropped the body, and that begins the that marks the beginning of Kali Yuga. So that very day Kali entered, meaning Kali Yuga started. Now what happens in this Kali Yuga? See, every Yuga has a special dharma. It's the environment of that Yuga. And people come under the influence of that environment. And there is a deity for all this also. So Kali Purusha will be there. So under the influence of Kali. Now, it is not that everybody will be definitely under the influence of Kali. People who live with dharma, with sadhana, with bhakti, they follow all the, the conduct given by the scriptures, dharma acharan they do, then Kali Yuga does not affect them. But majority it will affect. That is what happens. Because the meaning of Kali is this. It is that which is cunningness, manipulation, unrighteousness, all that. So it says here that it leads men of unawakened consciousness to unrighteousness. That's the line. Pratibaddha chetasam adharma hetuhu. So those who are not awakened, meaning those who are not living the dharmic way, they will get very easily influenced by unrighteousness. Now what did Yudhishthir do? He crowned Parikshit as the king in Hastinapur, and in Mathura he enthroned Vajra, the son of Aniruddha. The only surviving member of the Vrishni clan was this Vajra, as the lord of the Yadus and Shurasena. So he crowned him, and then he renounced. Formally he took sannyas. So that is the meaning given, that is the explanation given here, that he offered sacrifice to Prajapati, received the sacred fires into himself, renounced his home, became a recluse. So he left the palace, all the jewelry and precious clothes and everything, bangles, fine clothes, he renounced, and also renounced the feeling of I and mine. And he left. A whole description is given of how he not only left the house, also he left all identification with the external things, with the body, with the pranas, with the mind, with the intellect, with the sense of I and mine. And he also came to realize the truth. So Arjun also realized the truth. Yudhishthir also realized the truth. And he began to see the entire phenomenal universe as Brahman. He was clad in rags. He was, abstaining from food and drink. He took a vow of complete silence. His hair is, not combed and tied and all that. It is completely disorderly. And he looks like some madman. But the point here is that he had dropped all identifications. So he came to realize the truth. Now, in the same way, others follow suit and they all go, Swargarohan happens. That is a different story altogether. Vidurji also, he left and he went to Prabhas, and he also dropped his body and he went back to his abode. He is actually Yamaraj in another form who has come. So he went back. Draupadi also concentrated her mind on the divine Bhagavan Shri Krishna and attained oneness with him. Now what happened? Parikshit is ruling Hastinapur. So he was a very dharmic person. We see his qualities which are given, very devoted, having obedience, living dharma, has learnt from the gurus, and he is the Vanshaj of Pandavas. So many qualities he has. So he rules in a very noble way, and he marries Iravati, and through Iravati he got 4 sons, Janmeja, etc. Kripacharya is his guru, and he performs 3 Ashwamedha Yajnas, and in which it is said Devatas themselves came to receive the oblations. Unless the Yajna is done perfectly, Devatas will not come. Agni will convey the offerings to Devatas if there is some flaw in the Yajna. But Devatas themselves came, meaning the Yajna was done perfectly. What is the meaning of Ashwamedha Yajna in this context? Ashwamedha Yajna symbolically means Ashwa is our own vasanas. See, Ashwa, in Ashwamedha Yajna, it happens that the horse is sent out and the horse should not be obstructed anywhere. Wherever the horse goes, that is the dominion of this great king who is doing this Yajna. If anybody stops the horse, they have to fight. And the war will happen. And that will decide the future course. So symbolically, Ashwa is the symbol of our vasanas. And our vasanas are running wild. They have to be restrained also, and they should not get stuck anywhere. Otherwise, there will be a lot of agitations, problems, and all that. And one has to purify the senses, the body, the mind from these vasanas. In that Ashwamedha Yajna, that Ashwa which comes back finally, that emperor is crowned as that king is crowned as the emperor, Chakravarti, Samrat, and all that. In this symbolic aspect, when the mind gets purified, body gets purified, senses get purified, 3 yajnas that he did, Parikshit Raja did, was symbolically for these 3. Purify the mind, purify the body, purify the senses. Buddhi has to still get purified. 1 more yajna he has to do. But before that, certain things happen. So he has done Ashwamedha Yajna as a king, expand the territory, understand, manifest your power, rule in a dharmic way. All that happened. So once when this Ashwamedha Yajna was on, the horse has gone. So somewhere in the course of his conquest of the world, what did he see? He saw a Shudra disguised as a prince. Nripalingadharam Shudram Gnantam Gomithunam Pada. He was with his foot. The Shudra dressed as a prince was kicking with his foot a cow and a bull. So Shaunak Rishi is asking Sutaji that because Sutaji said that Parikshit Raja subdued Kali, who was in the form of a prince, Shudra in the form of a prince, kicking the bull and the cow. And Parikshit Raja subdued him. That's what Sutaji said. So Shaunak Rishi is asking him, why did he only subdue Kali? Why did he not finish off Kali? He should have killed that spirit of Kali, then so many people would have been saved. Cunningness, manipulation, all this, so much of this thing happens and people suffer in Kali Yuga. This Parikshit Raja should have just finished Kali. So he says here that and anyway that Shudra was disguised as a prince, and he was on top of that he was kicking a bull and a cow. And so please tell me, what is the reason that why did Parikshit Raja not destroy Kali? So Sutaji starts answering that. And he says that, this Parikshit Raja, he was on this conquest. So he was living in Kuru Jangala Pradesha, and he heard that Kali has entered the territories protected by his army. And so he took up his bow and arrow to subdue and destroy this Kali. Actually, he wanted to destroy Kali only. So he took up his bow and arrow to go and find this Kali Purusha and finish him. So he came up, he rode his chariot and dark horses, and he has the flag which has lion on the top of it. That is his symbol. And he started. So he conquered Bhadrashva, Ketumala, Bharata, North Kuru, Kimpurusha, and many other countries. And on the way, he also heard the glory of Pandavas, that how Pandavas ruled, how Pandavas were so dharmic, and how Parikshit himself was delivered from the womb, protected in the womb by Krishna Bhagwan himself. Parikshit means that, one of the meaning of Parikshit means Pariksha, one who goes on examining. So he knows that Krishna Bhagwan saved him, but Bhagwan also left very quickly, so he didn't have much time. So he goes on observing in each one. Who is he? Who is he? Who is he? Some qualities of Krishna, maybe Bhagwan is in him, like that he goes on observing. And he has only heard that he was saved by Bhagwan in the womb when Ashwathama, directed the astra towards the womb of Uttara. So he heard the stories about how Bhagwan saved him and how there were cordial relationships between the Yadus and the Pandavas. And he heard many beautiful things about Bhagwan and his humility, that how he became the charioteer of Krishna Arjuna. He attended the councils of Pandavas. He became their Shanti Dut also. He played the friend and ambassador, so Shanti Dut. Then he kept a watch outside their camp. He was their watchman. You think about it. In the pose of a warrior, followed them as a waiter. He praised Yudhishthira, bowed down to him. And not only he bowed down to Yudhishthira because he is a king, he made the entire world bow down to Yudhishthira by making them win the Mahabharat war. So as he was passing by, he saw that people remember Bhagwan, they have bhakti in their heart, they have devotion, they remember the Pandavas. So he was passing by all these and he was feeling very happy. Then in one place he comes across this. What he sees, there is a bull who is moving on one foot. And he saw a cow, completely weak, emaciated, crying, as though a mother has lost her child. And there he saw that this bull is inquiring to the cow that, are you keeping well? The bull is asking the cow, are you keeping well? Why do you look so pale? I think that there is some agony or sorrow in your heart. So there are 11 questions that the bull asks as the cause of sorrow. That why are you grieving? What is the cause of your sorrow? So he says, do you grieve for some relation living at a distance from you? You are remembering somebody who is far away from you. Are you grieving for that? Or are you grieving for me? Because I don't have 3 feet, 3 legs I don't have. Only one leg is left now. So are you grieving for me? Or are you feeling sorry for yourself, knowing that Shudras are going to rule over you hereafter? Are you grieving for the gods and heavenly beings that you have been robbed of their share of offerings in sacrifices? See, the point here we have to understand the Varna Vyavastha, the Shudras are ruling over you, meaning somebody who is not eligible, not somebody who is born in Shudra Varna. That is, the Varna Vyavastha is not a problem. Somebody who may be born in the Shudra Varna, in the community of Shudra, but may have the temperament of a Kshatriya, will rule. That is not a problem. The Kshatriya temperament somebody has, that person is a Kshatriya, not somebody born in a Kshatriya family alone. Shudra is not somebody born in Shudra family. Shudra is one who has Shudra temperament. But that system degenerated and people started taking it by birth. And so, somebody who is not eligible, like you saw that example where the Shudra disguises as the Kshatriya and then is oppressing the bull and the cow. So like that, that's what it means. That is cunningness. So Kali means cunningness. In cunningness, what you are and what you present is different, completely different. Something else inside, something else outside. And not that attitude is not there during other yugas. See, Duryodhan had that in Dwapar Yuga also. He is something else inside, something else outside. But this will be prevalent in mass. Majority will be cunning like this. So that is what is the Yuga Dharma there, Kali Yuga. So he says, are you sad because this is going to happen now? The people who should ideally who should be ruling you, they are not going to rule. And people who are not eligible, they will rule over you. Naturally, there will be mismanagement, sorrow, suffering, many things will happen. Then, are you grieving for gods and otherly heavenly beings who are robbed of their share of offerings? Meaning in Kali Yuga, the people will not do yajna. They will not offer the ahutis to devatas, and devatas don't get propitiated. So are you sad because of that? And if yajna does not happen, devatas don't get propitiated, then they don't do their duty properly. They feel deprived also. So Indra may not reign properly. So he says, due to Indra withholding rain. Then do you feel concerned for women who are unprotected by their husbands, or for children who are being persecuted by their own parents as if by man-eating demons? Are we not seeing all this happening in Kali Yuga? All this is happening even today. Or are you sorry for the goddess of speech, Vak Devi, that has fallen into the hands of Brahmanas, whose conduct is very reproachful? Or the Brahmanas have forgotten their dharma and they are being flatterers to people who are in power. So are you sad because of that? Do you grieve for the fallen Kshatriyas dominated by Kali, or for the kingdoms that have been devastated by them? Do you sorrow for the world of living beings who are intent upon eating, drinking, clothing, washing, intercourse, disregarding all dharma? They are just focused on material enjoyments, and they don't have any sense of dharma, what is right, what is wrong, what should be done, what should not be done. Even an animal will have that instinctive control. But the human being who does not have Viveka Shakti is worse than an animal. Anyhow, anywhere, anything one will do. And call it modernity, liberal mindset, open society, anything one can give names to. Forward thinking. So he says that, are you sad because this is going to happen? Or are you sad because the Supreme Lord Krishna left you? He came down to relieve your burden and now he has vanished out of sight. O Mother Earth, remembering his great work, his exploits and all that, are you sad because of that? Remembering those Leelas of Bhagwan itself will give mukti. And Bhagwan himself was there and he walked on the earth and now he has gone. So are you sad because of that? Or finally he says, is it that time, who is more powerful than all powerful beings, has robbed you of your good fortune? Why? Because Bhagavan went. Everything in this world is conditioned by time. So even if Bhagavan takes an avatar, he has to drop the body. At some point he will have to leave. So he says, by passage of time, Bhagavan had to leave. So time has robbed you of this good fortune. So are you sad because of that? Now, when Dharma asked all these 11 different questions, see, there are many. So what he enumerated are what are the things are happening in Kali Yuga. But why is the cow sad? So the bull there is symbol of Dharma and the cow is a symbol of Mother Earth. So they have taken forms and come. Dharma is what we have to follow. If we follow Dharma in life, we attain Abhyudaya and Nishreyasa both. One of the definitions of Dharma only is that. Yato Abhyudaya Nishreyasa Praptihi, by which we attain Abhyudaya, which is prosperity, as well as Nishreyasa, which is so material success as well as spiritual enlightenment. Both one attains only through Dharma. And that will bring Sukha. That Dharma, that prosperity which is done, which is achieved based on Dharma, will bring Sukha, will bring happiness, will bring good karmas, will bring good fortune. All that will happen. But that which does not have Dharma, that which is through Adharma, that will create a lot of problems. Adharma will create many challenges. So Dharma had 4 legs. It will come now, so I will explain that time when it comes. In Satyug, 4 legs Dharma had. Tretayug, 3 legs. Dwapar Yug, 2 legs. Kali Yug, only 1 leg. So here, bull is Dharma with 1 leg only. And cow has come in the form, earth has come in the form of mother cow. So earth, she keeps taking the form of mother cow. So for us, both are synonyms in that sense. Cow only is Mother Earth. Mother Earth only appears as the cow. And Gomata is so worshipful for us. People don't understand. They think it is only one animal, and they, unfortunate it is that in our country is one of the largest exporters of beef. Pink export, terrible. Gohatya, it should be stopped. Gomata is the very source of all goodness, purity. So many things that we get are, the milk and the ghee and the butter and all that is used for offerings in the yajnas and rituals also. Plus, she is a symbol of absolute selflessness. She takes minimum, gives everything of hers to the society. Takes only grass, but gives milk, gives curd, gives butter, gives so many things. Then the cow urine is also used, the cow dung is also used. And after she drops the body, the cow leather is also used. So many things. Her whole life is about giving. Earth is also like that. Earth, what does she take? Hardly anything from us. But she keeps giving all nurture, all nourishment, food, trees and the air that we breathe, the oxygen, all that comes through that. The water is there on this earth. It's inhabitable because of so many reasons. So Prithvi and Gomata, symbol of complete selflessness. We trample upon earth and she bears it. One of her names is Kshama. In Ramayana it is said, in Kshama, Bhagavan is like earth. Ram Bhagavan is like earth. So the idea here is that earth is symbol of piousness, complete selflessness, purity, and Dharma is a bull. Shivji writes on the Nandi, the bull. Only if we have Dharma in our life will we have Brahma Jnan, and that Jnana Ganga will flow in our life. Shivji received the Jnana Ganga. He is the only one capable of receiving that Jnana Ganga. Ganga, and that is symbolic of Atma Jnana. So we are calling it Jnana Ganga. So Dharma and Dharani. Dharani is earth. They are having the Samvad. So Dharma has the 11 questions. Now Dharani replies, Bhagavan hiveda tatsarvam, Bhavan hiveda tatsarvam yanmam dharmanupritchasi chaturbhirvartase yena padair loka sukhavahaihi. He says, O Dharma, you surely know what you are asking. You know the answers to what you are asking. It was because of Bhagavan that even you had 4 feet. Because Bhagavan came to restore Dharma, revive Dharma. And now when he has gone and Kali has entered, again Dharma has lost the feet. So temporarily when Bhagavan was there, Dharma's feet were restored. And Dharma was very happy. And now Bhagavan went and Kali entered. And again people started becoming greedy. All that we saw in the last session. The omens Yudhishthira started seeing. Cunningness, greed, manipulation, violence, deceit. All kinds of impurities have come in. So Dharani says that it was due to him, Bhagavan Krishna, that you were endowed till the other day with all your feet, 4 feet. And those are conducive to happiness in the world. Who is Dharma? So lot of values are now elaborated. Satyam, Shaucham, Daya, Kshanti, Tyaga, Santosha, Arjavam, Shamo, Damas, Tapas, Samyam, Titiksho, Parati, Shrutam. Like that, many values are given here. That Satyam, truthfulness, Shaucham, cleanliness, Daya, compassion, Kshanti, forgiveness, Tyaga, sacrifice, Santosha, contentment, Arjavam, straightforwardness, Shama, control of the mind, Dhamma, control of senses, Tapa, austerity, Samyam, equanimity, Titiksha, tolerance, Uparati, ability to withdraw, Jnanam, knowledge, Virakti, dispassion, Aishwarya, glory, Shaurya, courage, Tejaha is splendor, Balam, strength, Smriti, memory, Swatantriyam, independence, Kaushalam, dexterity, Kanti, brilliance, effulgence, Dhairyam, courage, Mardavam, modesty. So like that, she lists a few more such qualities and she says, Ete chanye cha bhagavan nitya yatra mahagunaha. All these qualities were residing in Bhagavan spontaneously. He is the abode of all these qualities. And they don't decline because Bhagavan is a repository of all these qualities, and as long as Bhagavan is there, these qualities remain. But now, what happened? Bhagavan is a receptacle of all these qualities and he is the abode of Shri also, because he is called as Srinivasena Sampratam. Tena ham gunapatrena Srinivasena Sampratam. Mother Lakshmi also resides in Bhagavan. But today, all these qualities have fallen. Why? Because Bhagavan departed. And the world is consumed by the spirit of Kali. Under the eye of the wicked Kali, it is such a world that I am grieving for. She says, Bhagavan went, one reason I am grieving for. 2, when Bhagavan went with him, so many of these qualities have gone. 3, Kali has entered. And all the negative qualities, etc., now will overpower people, and that type of a world I am grieving for. Then she says that I am equally concerned for you, for me, the Devatas, for the Pitrus, for various rishis and siddhas and all of them. And in general, people belonging to the different varnas in this society. She says that I am concerned for all. Why? Because this fall of Dharma, decline of Dharma will affect all these people. So she says, I am concerned for all of us. And she says that Bhagavan who had Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, that Bhagavan came on this earth. He was walking on this earth. So I was so proud. I was so happy in all the three worlds. I was feeling that, I am the supreme because Bhagavan has come on this earth. And now that supreme Lord, he went. So naturally, I am feeling low about that. And he took this form for you. He walked on the earth to restore you and your 3 feet. So he removed oppressive adharmic forces. 100 Akshauhinis is written in Bhagavatam. Not just in Mahabharata war, but throughout the life of Bhagavan. What did he do? He ensured that 100 Akshauhinis of adharmic forces which are there are wiped clean from the face of this earth and Dharma is restored. See, this we should remember because what will come next, the context is important in this. In our culture, Gurudev always told us that active resistance to evil is the creed of Sanatana Dharma. We are not sitting here passively to let anybody come, trample upon us, do any adharma, not allow us to follow our own dharma. If we have to fight back, we will fight back. There are other methods with which we will ensure that dharma is restored and dharma does not prevail. Those methods we will follow. But if required, one has to fight back. The Kshatriya spirit has to be there to fight and destroy adharmic forces, and there's nothing wrong in that. That happens even in our body. If we don't destroy the adharmic forces in our body, the germs and the various viruses and bacteria and all that, the body will die. Every minute there is a war going on in the body or not. Immunity system is working hard to keep us healthy and safe. That system, just like it is working in the body here, has to work in the body of the nation also. In the body of every state, every family, it has to work. Adharmic forces have to be destroyed. Samadana Bheda Danda. If Samadana Bheda does not work, apply Danda and finish the adharmic forces. Otherwise, they will finish. It is a wrong notion of non-violence that got into our head, unfortunately. And especially those who are Kshatriyas. One can't have that type of a wrong notion. If our immunity system gives up saying, no, we will be tolerant to everybody, let them do anything, and then upon that appease them, what will happen? We'll be finished. We are seeing that happening in the country in so many places. In one country where Hindus are in majority, that country Hindus are being treated so terribly by those so-called minorities, and we can't practice our dharma. Our temples we have to beg to restore. You think about it. Bhagwan cleared this earth of 100 Akshauhinis, of all the adharmic forces. And it is not that every adharmic force got destroyed. Some would still remain because the world continues in terms of pairs of opposites. But the balance of dharma and adharma is restored by Bhagwan. Otherwise, the adharma was increasing like anything. So, Prithvi Mata says this, Dharani says this to Dharma. One very important part of Dharma Palan is this. Destruction of the adharmic forces, if that is required, that's the only solution. One has to finish it. And so Bhagwan did that. And she says that these 100 Akshauhini Sena, these people were demons in their previous incarnation. Then they took birth in the Kshatriya Kula and they were oppressing people, and Bhagwan cleaned the earth of such oppressive adharmic forces. So she says, what woman could bear separation from that supreme person who protected me, who stole away by his endearing looks, bright smiles, and sweet words the patience as well as the pride of loving and proud ladies like Satyabhama and others. So who will be able to bear separation? So I'm very sad at all this. Now when she was telling this to Dharma, Parikshit Raja has come there on the banks of Saraswati where it flows towards the east. So this chapter 16 ends and 17 starts now. Now Parikshit Raja sees this, that one bull is there and one cow is there and this Shudra is kicking both of them. So Sutaji narrates that Parikshit Raja saw this Shudra and this bull was very, he was bright. That bull was bright, like white in color, like white as a lotus stalk. And with great difficulty, was only one leg is there. So with great difficulty, that bull was standing on one leg, trembling and urinating as it were with the fear while the Shudra is beating the bull. So the Shudra with one hand is beating the bull and with the leg is kicking the cow. So the cow was found to be most miserable, being kicked by the Shudra and bereft of her calf. So her cheeks were bathed in tears. She had grown very lean, thin, hungry. Now, what happened there? Parikshit Raja immediately caught hold of that Shudra and said, "Who are you that are powerful enough to strike the weak so violently in a land that is protected by me? Who are you? And why are you beating the bull and kicking the cow?" And he said, "You are definitely not a Kshatriya. You have put on the garb of a Kshatriya. You are actually a Shudra. And when Bhagavan Krishna is gone away, you have started doing all this adharma." So he says that I am the Vanshaj of that great Arjun. I will not allow you to do this. And he looks at the bull and he said, as far as you are concerned, you are definitely some divinity who is in disguise of a bull. You have lost your 3 feet and it is causing you great sorrow. You are not an ordinary bull. You are someone else who has come in this form. And he looks at the bull and says, "Don't fear," because the bull was trembling and the bull was urinating and the Shudra is beating up the bull. You think about it, this is all analogy, but is that not happening today? People who are not understanding Dharma properly, who wantedly misunderstand Dharma, misinterpret Dharma, they take our books and they create controversies and they burn. They burn Manusmriti, they burn Tulsi Ramayana, where they don't understand many things and they just want to take it out of context and burn. Dhola Gavara Shudra Pashunari Ye Sab Tadana Ke Adhikari. Now, why did Sagar Devta say that also? And what is the meaning of Tadana there? They have no idea. Some things out of context they will take and they will burn and then they will destroy and they will portray as though Hinduism is regressive. So these stories, they are not just stories, they are depiction of what happens. It is happening even today. We may feel that, oh, this is written so many thousands of years back, but it is happening even now. The Dharma is under attack or not? Mother Earth is suffering or not? How much we have exploited the earth? The human being has destroyed. Environment also we are destroying, earth also we are destroying, space, air, fire, water, earth, except fire. Fire we can't pollute. Except fire, everything we polluted. We have gone into space and we are throwing debris in space now. Polluted the land, polluted the waters, polluted the air. Luckily, fire you can't pollute. Pata nahi, human being can find some new method to pollute fire also. So, this bull was trembling, and so another point to understand here is Dharma needs the protection of the state. The power of the state is to protect Dharma. That is the duty of the state. You will see that he will say now. If the state does not protect the righteousness, who will protect? Kshatriya Dharma it is to protect, no? And create an environment where people are able to live in a dharmic way, in a sattvic way, in a way in which each one's potential manifests. There is peace, prosperity, there is justice, there is nyaya. If the state does not do that, who will do? So much false sense of secularism and all that we have got inside our, administration and all that. Secularism literally is from there, that concept from Europe, where they didn't want the church, did not want interference of the state in the church matters. So they separated church and state. Here, our entire life is based on dharma. Kings used to have rishis, Raja rishis, Brahma rishis to guide them, to know what is dharma, to determine what is nyaya, and to do justice, and to ensure that there is a proper vyavastha in the praja. They follow dharma well, and Raja also follows it well. So here Parikshit Raja assures dharma that you don't fear. You see, in the 9th shloka he says, Ma saurabheya nushucho Vietute Vrishalad Bhayam Marodhiramba Bhadram Te Khala Namai Shastari. Gives assurance. What is assurance? That let not the fear of the Shudra, let your fear of the Shudra be gone. Grieve no more, O bull. Weep not, O mother. May all be well with you as long as I am here to punish the evildoer. The people who are doing evil must be scared. And when punishment is meted out to them, it is not injustice, that is justice. Not meting out punishment to them is injustice. People who are oppressing, destroying others, creating all kinds of violence and ruckus, if they are getting the punishment, they are playing victim card. And then we don't understand all this. And then we say, what is happening in our country? Arre, what is happening in our country? If they do something to you, then you will understand. Till then, it is very nice to sip coffee and say this country, this is happening, that is happening, and this is under threat and that is under threat. Arre, height of selfishness, no, that is. So, the Raja's duty is to punish the evildoer. If Raja doesn't punish, who will punish? So, here he says, he gives that protection. He says, I am here to punish the evildoer. And now he says, very nicely, he says, these two shlokas are very beautiful. Yasya rashtre praja sarvan trasyante sadhvya sadhubhihi tasya mattasya nashyanti kirti rayur bhago gatihi. 4 things will get destroyed of the ruler in whose kingdom the praja is not protected and they are not able to follow dharma, and these unruly elements are oppressing the praja. And what will happen? This kirti, good reputation, ayuhu, longevity, then bhaga is fortune, and gati, future prospects. All these, gati means not only here, afterwards also. So here and hereafter of that person will get destroyed. That's what he says here. Of that wild king in whose dominion the people are indiscriminately oppressed by the impious ones. Is the kartavya of the Raja. Then he says, Esha Rajñam Parodharmo Hyarta Nam Arti Nigraha Ata Enam Vadhishyami Bhutad Druhama Sattamam. So he says that to put an end to the suffering of the distressed, this indeed is the foremost duty of kings. Therefore, I shall slay this most wicked fellow and the enemy of living beings that he is. So Parikshit Raja came with the right intention to destroy this Kali, because this Kali is oppressing. So what does he do then? before he takes the action, he is asking the bull to Dharma. He says that, who has amputated your 3 feet? Tell me. Because you are supposed to have 4 feet. He says there should not be anybody suffering like you, especially in the kingdom where devotees of Bhagavan Krishna are ruling. See, these are all very powerful words. Akhya hi vrishabhadram vaha sadhunam akritagasam atmavairupya kartaram parthanam kirti dushanam rashtre ragnyam krishnanuvartinam rashtre ragnyam. Those who are followers of Bhagavan Krishna, when they are ruling the country, Krishna Bhagavan took avatar for Dharma, and followers of Bhagavan Krishna are ruling the country. They must definitely ensure that Dharma is protected and Dharma does not get, oppressed. And people who are following Dharma must have the freedom to follow their Dharma. So he says, you tell me, who is it? Who mutilated the good and innocent souls like you, and thus sullied the fair name of the Pandavas? So see, one is Bhagavan Krishna's devotees are ruling. So the devotee is not some bichara bhala admi and is only singing kirtan of Bhagavan and can be happily taken for a ride. No. Even Kshatriyas who are devotees have to protect. So one is that, other is Pandavas. The Pandavas themselves have followed Dharma uncompromisingly. To restore Dharma, they fought the war, sacrificed so many things for it. So he says, we belong to that. So you please tell who has cut off your 3 feet. And he says, he who does evil to an innocent person must have fear of me from all sides. So I certainly shall cut off the arm along with the armlet adorning it of the individual, be he even a god, who in his unbridled madness inflicts injury on the harmless creatures, meaning any powerful being it may be. I will ensure that the pious people are protected. So he goes on to explain, Rajnyo hi paramo dharmaha swadharmasthanupalanam shasato anyan yatha shastram anapadyutpathaniha. These are all very powerful lines for leaders, rulers. So he says here that it is indeed the paramount duty of a monarch to protect those who stick to their own dharma, punishing according to the injunctions of the scriptures those other people who in this world have strayed from the path of virtue, otherwise than in adversity, meaning in regular time those who are being adharmic and they are oppressing the dharmic people, the Raja has to protect. Now, when this assurance is given to both the cow and to Dharma, Dharma says that such an assurance of protection to the distressed is quite becoming of you, because you are the descendant of the Pandavas, you are the devotee of Bhagavan Krishna, and he says that when you ask me that who is the cause of sorrow, who is the cause of this condition of mine, so this Dharmaraj, so till now he doesn't know, Parikshit Raja doesn't know that this bull is Dharma, okay? So he is asked, who are you and why are you trembling and who has brought you to this condition? He is asking all that. Now Dharma replies, saying that different reasons are there, different statements are there, different causes are there of how I have landed up in this kind of a situation. So he says that we don't know the person who is responsible for the causes of suffering. It's not one person. It is not one person who has done this. So he says some declare that their own self as responsible for their suffering. Some people say we are responsible for our suffering, so I am only responsible for my suffering, maybe. Dharma says that. Then others attribute it to providence, saying it is some destiny, Kechid vikalpa Kechid vikalpa vasana ahur atmanamatmanah daivamanye pare karma svabhavamapare prabhum. So this prasang we have to understand in terms of the individual suffering. Why does an individual suffer? Dharma is suffering here. 3 feet of dharma have been removed. And when those 3 feet are removed, then individuals also will go through a lot of suffering. So what is the cause of suffering? So he says, some people say that we are only responsible for our sorrow. Some people say, no, no, it is fate. Somebody is sitting there and writing. Because of that God only we are suffering. And we Hindus don't understand. So we say, Bhagwan's Leela, but I am suffering. It is his enjoyment and I am suffering. He only became you. So he is only going through all this through you. It is not that he is sitting separately somewhere. The cause only appears as the effect. Cause is not different from the effect. So it is not that some Bhagwan is sitting up there and he wants to write the destinies of people and make them suffer. Gurudev used to say that very nicely. God has better things to do than to write dirty lines on your forehead. So he says here that some people declare ki I am only responsible. Some people say it is providence. Some people say it is my own karma. Some bad karma I would have done in the past, so I am suffering. Some people say that nature, my individual swabhava is the cause of my suffering. Swabhavam apare prabhum. Then some people say that God is the bestower of suffering. Some hold that the cause of suffering is something beyond the reach of speech and mind because we can't explain. So he says, you investigate by your judgment which of these views is sound. That if there is suffering, what is the cause? Is it individual? Is it karma? Is it fate? Is it God? Is it one's own swabhava? Is it something indescribable that we don't know only what is the cause of suffering? Because so many causes are all interconnected. We may say 1 or 2 causes, but they are because of so many other reasons. So what can you point as one cause? There is no one cause. It is a series of causes. So he says, you decide now what is the cause of this suffering. Now when this answer was given, straight away the king recognizes. He says that what you say is right. You are not only the knower of dharma, but evidently you are dharma alone. Dharma bravichi dharmagnya dharmo sivrisha rupadhrika, that you are dharma only in the form of the bull. Yada dharma kritasthanam suchakasyapi tad bhavet. And he says you are not wanting to point one person or one particular cause as the cause of your sorrow, as somebody who is your persecutor, because the lot which falls to a wrongdoer is also shared by the denouncer. Somebody who is a persecutor, if one goes on blaming that person, this person also will get the negative karma of that persecutor. So it's not that we should not point out somebody who has done wrong to us. But when we go on asserting that, and here he says that the denouncer who goes on criticizing that person, whatever we criticize, we are internalizing that also. So we point out, no doubt, but continuously to entertain that in the mind, to keep denouncing, to keep blaming, this person is the cause, because of this happened, because of that this happened. Now that negative thought process will pull us down. So Parikshit Raja says that you are a Dharma himself, so you are not denouncing anybody, and you have put various causes in front. So he says that the right conclusion is that the ways of the divine Maya are surely beyond the scope of the mind and the speech. So he concludes saying, if what you have said finally is the main point, that there is not one cause, it is the Maya and it is happening by divine will. If you see the 4 yugas also, it happens like that. That is the Maya of Bhagavan, Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yuga, and then Kali Yuga. So he says, because of the Maya of the Lord, there now he says, in Satyug, you had 4 whole feet. What are the 4 feet of Dharma? Tapa Shaucham Daya Satyam iti Padakrite Kritaha Adharman Shaistrayo Bhagnaha Smaya Sangamadaistava. Tapa, austerity. Shaucha, cleanliness or purity. Daya, compassion. Satyam is truth. These are 4 feet of Dharma in Krita Yuga, Satyuga. 3 of them are destroyed by the adharmic forces. And which 3 have destroyed it? Pride, attachment, and intoxication. These have destroyed what? Tapa, Shaucha, and Daya. So we will continue this tomorrow because this is very important. The 4 feet of Dharma. And how the 4 feet are destroyed. 3 are destroyed by these other forces of adharma. And what is the solution? We will see. That we will take up tomorrow. Same time.
Thank you, Swamiji, for a wonderful session and looking forward to many more sessions like this. Few announcement. Tomorrow, there is an online webinar series by Dr. Sunita Shankar on ancient wisdom in a modern parenting. Its timing is 3 to 4. It's online, but registration is mandatory. Please join the session. Next 2 session on a Monday, 7th, is a Rudrabhishek by Swami Svatmananda ji at Juhu Jagruti Center, Ville Parle, at 6:30 to 8 p.m. And the next one is on 14th August, the same time, but it is on a Jayam, right? Jayam, Chinmaya Jayam at Santa Cruz. So please join in. Even registration is a mandatory for this too. So everyone, please register yourself and join these 2 programs.
I'm just showing the announcement here. There's a QR code. If you want to use that, you can use to register. So this is the Rudrabhishek at Juhu Jagruti Hall. Sorry, QR code is not there, but you can note down the meeting link is there and the phone number is also there. Take a screenshot and contact the people. The registration link we will share in the chat just now. So you can register from there. Also, there is one more announcement, and that is we are having a camp called Value Gym, which is in next weekend. Friday evening we go and Sunday evening we return. That's a Chinmaya Vibhuti. We will learn Vibhishan Gita, 20 beautiful values of life, and that's a chariot of success. So through this camp, grow your mind abs with 20 exercises. So many beautiful things we will do. Just 2 days. Friday night we go, Sunday evening we come back. Ankulananji and me are doing this camp, and we doing it one on the eve of the Independence Day. So one is for our growth and development. We can go through certain values and nice exercises and activities. Other is we also come together, celebrate our independence and pray for the army soldiers, do the Mrityunjay Havan for them. So do register. This age group is quite wide, 13 to 55 years. If you want to introduce anybody to Vedant, to philosophy, to spirituality, camps are the best method because a lot of activities, interactions happen in the camp and people will enjoy. All right, so these are 2 announcements. For the Rudrabhishek, I'm just sharing the link here. Anybody wants to register, please use this link and register. If there are any questions, I can take now, and otherwise we will conclude. All right, let's conclude.
I
Oh,
do the
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you, Swamiji.
Hari Om. Thank you, everyone.